Hello? Seems to be a bit flaky. Hello? You hear me now? Okay, let's try that again. Can you hear me now? Me and technology, this OBS studio, it used to be so much easier with the Google Hangouts, don't you think? Anyway, can you hear me now? Let me know. I was just actually saying, someone's give me a yes if you can hear me. Good, R7, you can hear me. I was just actually saying that I think I've got the technology all sorted and that it's all going to go perfectly fine and we're going to have no problems with the sound, which was obviously totally wrong. My microphone seems a bit flaky. I noticed it earlier when I was recording, which is a bit of a problem because this was not a cheap microphone. But anyway, good to see you all. I'm glad you can hear me now. You can see me, you can hear me. Hello, Larry. I was watching a couple of your videos earlier today. Good work. Hello, Sarang. Hello, Embrace Wellness. Hello, Helen. I was just saying we missed you the other week. I see Ian's here. I'm well. Hope you're well. Anthony, good to hear you. See you even. I saw a few of you on Doug's stream earlier, and indeed Marcus's stream. They were both streaming earlier today. I don't know if you caught them. Both very good streams. By the way, if you're watching this after the event, it's a shame that you missed it. Hopefully you skipped past that first bit where you couldn't hear me. And now I believe YouTube has a new feature where it keeps hold of the chat so that when you're watching it on the replay, you can see the chat. So I've removed that from the main window, so that's a good thing. Hello, Terribly British. Hello, Eshan. So tonight, the topic, what did I set the subject today? We're going to talk about WordPress affiliate marketing. So that's kind of a general thing about using WordPress to do your affiliate marketing. I'd love to hear how you guys have been getting on over the last week or so with your sites and whatnot. I put up a video earlier today. I don't know if you saw it. It was all about choosing a niche. And did you see it? It was pretty straightforward video. In fact, I discovered my own little niche while recording that video, all around caring for wildlife in your garden. So that's going to be a site that I'm going to be doing soon. I'm also working on another site which I'm going to do a tutorial on. I haven't decided if it's going to be a WooZone site or just a kind of blog site. I haven't quite decided yet, but yeah, that'll be coming soon. And I'm also just going to be doing a standard video all around just creating a WordPress website. Just a basic one, nothing fancy. So do check that out, because I've got a feeling that my channel has kind of moved maybe a little bit too much into affiliate when it is a WordPress channel. So I need to do more WordPress stuff, possibly. Anyway, if you've got any questions, that'd be good. So Carter says, what do you think about the keyword golden ratio? Did you test it? I haven't tested it. I think it's a good thing. Doug certainly thinks so. I think maybe one of the problems with it is you obviously need to create lots of content, and the keywords that you generally discover are fairly low in terms of their traffic numbers or search volumes, which is fine, because, you know, even if there's, I don't know, say 100 searches a month on a particular keyword, if you're able to rank for that really easily without links, just by creating content using the keyword golden ratio tool, or just using the formula, whatever you want to call it, then that's fine, because, you know, then you add 10 articles, that's 1,000 searches a month that you're going to come up for. You add 100 articles, it's 10,000, if my maths is correct, which is what Doug does. You know, on his sites, on his really successful sites, he has hundreds of articles on them, and they're the ones that really fly for him. So I think it's a good thing, but it does mean you need to create lots of content. Thanks, Larry. I'm glad you watched my video. I don't know what was going on today with that video. It's only been up a couple of hours. It's already got 3 dislikes. Now, I know I shouldn't take the dislikes personally, but I always do. And I know you guys always say haters going to hate and that kind of thing. And there is always one person that dislikes my videos regardless. But I just wonder, maybe I didn't hit the spot with that video. There was something not quite right with it. But yeah, it got a few dislikes. It's got likes as well. I mean, I should probably just focus on the likes, really. But yeah, it's 25 likes to 3 dislikes, which is not a great ratio, really. On other news, did you see that Doug put a video up? He's got 2 videos that we've done together. We did a little Skype chat which is good fun. He's edited it very, very heavily, I've got to say. I mean, I don't really edit my videos that much so that you're jump cutting all the time, but he's edited it a lot, which is fine. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Cut out all the dead noise, as it were. But yeah, Doug's got a couple of videos. The first one he's put up is just me and him chatting about life and my story and all that kind of stuff. Might be interesting. The next one that he's putting up is where me and him have a chat about whether you should have WooZone or whether you should have a blog site, which I know is a big topic, and I know that he's been slagging me off. Well, slagging me off, that's probably a bit strong. But I know he's been saying he doesn't understand WooZone and why you'd use it. So me and him have a chat back and forth about that, and he's going to put that video up really soon. So be sure to check out Doug's channel and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. But one last thing I'll say before I go through some questions is, Joshua says he likes the video as well on the niche, that's good, is I've changing the branding on the channel. Do you like it? Do you like the new thumbnails? I think they're clearer. I was using that font before, and the only reason I was actually using that font was because it's called Cooper, and my name is Alex Cooper, so I thought, you know, I've got to use it. But it's not a particularly clear font on the thumbnails. So yeah, let me know what do you think of the thumbnails and the new branding. I've got a new cover for the channel, that kind of stuff. And I'll probably get around to kind of updating the site. I think the eagle's going to stay though. I'm going to keep the eagle. Anyway, yeah, last week was a bit of a nightmare with the sound. But yeah, I've spoken to Marcus. He's keen to come on again next week, and he has got some really great ideas and stuff. So I hope you all signed up to his newsletter because he sends out a lot of good stuff. Joshua says, could you do a video on Elementor even for WordPress? Yes, I'm doing one right now. I'm doing a video on how to create a WordPress site using Elementor and using a free theme. That'll be ready soon. We'll see how we get on. Rohit says, how much you make money from your beer t-shirts website? Let me have a look. Now, with the beer shirts thing, interesting point, and it actually kind of goes against a little bit what I was saying. Let me see if I can share my screen. Here we go. Let's test out the technology, because I do want to show you a few things on that. So my screen, here we go. I can do this. I've been practicing with this OBS for a little while, so I should be able to figure this out. Here we go. Yeah, because I want to show you that's a good question, and I need to talk to you about it. So if I move this, can we? Okay. I think we're good. Here we go. Let's go for this. And if I move that down. So yeah, beer shirts. Let's have a quick look on the earnings on that one. So beer shirts. I've also been doing a lot of promotion on Boot Boutique, so I'm hoping that I'm going to see some increase in revenue on that one. So it's £3.87 on the beer shirts, and I think one of the main reasons for that is, in fact, I could probably even keep. Let me just. Oh no, doesn't matter. I think one of the main reasons is that it's something that it's not a very big niche. As I said in my video today, there's no point doing well in a particular niche if not many people are looking for it, and I don't think many people are looking for beer shirts. So let me just bring up the keyword research tool. Bear me a second. Before I do that, I just need to hide this because I'm going to go into AdWords and there's some client stuff in there which I can't really share with you guys. So just bear me a second. Let me just turn it off for a second. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to do some keyword research right now, but I think the problem with it is that there's not many people looking for beer shirts. So, and I'll give you another reason why I think that in a second. So I didn't follow my own advice on that one. I kind of did it because I had the domain beer shirts because, you know, as you guys know, I like beer and I wear shirts, and I thought it'd be a cool thing to do. I didn't do any research into it, which is, you know, similar to what I did with Zombie Merc, if you remember that one. So I'm just going to bring up the keyword tool now. It's been a bit slow. And just have a look at some search numbers. Because interestingly, that site is ranking quite well on Google. Now AdWords has been incredibly slow, so as always my live demonstrations are working perfectly. We'll come back to that in a minute. Because if you do a search on Google for like beer t-shirts, I am ranking #1, literally #1. So it's very peculiar that I'm not getting more commission really. So let me just do, I think I can bring up the screen again, hang on. So yeah, can you see that? Beer shirts is like 480 monthly searches. Funny beer shirts 10. These numbers are quite small. And I say if you go over to Google, even if I'm not logged into Google, my site is coming up #1 for beer t-shirts, beer shirts. We're here, look. Even like funny beer shirts. We're #2. So it's ranking really well, but it's not a very good niche because there's not any volume on it. So yeah, it's earning me enough to buy me a beer a week maybe, but it's not as good. Unlike Boot Boutique, where I'm not ranking as well, I'm making a lot more money on that because it's a much bigger niche. To be fair, it's probably too broad. Again, not following my own advice. But there you go. The next few sites I'm going to be making, I am going to be following my own advice because I think that makes a lot of sense to do that, and I'm going to make a site that works a bit better. End of the day, a lot of the sites I made, I did them just kind of to show people how to make the site without much real thought about how I'm going to make money off them, if that makes sense. Anyway, let me see if I can get myself back again. Oh, look at that seamless editing there. So I hope that all made sense. Let me get back to the chat. Ian says, I've been working on a new cartoon YouTube channel, watch your space, and get a lot of hits on blog writing on Quora. That's good. Hello, Redouane. Question. Hello, first. Second, nice t-shirt. And third, what kind of website to make to get the Amazon ID? Guessing ID sounds like hell. It doesn't. To get your IDs, you just sign up with Amazon, you'll be fine. They only come and check out your site once you start sending them traffic and getting sales. So it's pretty straightforward. Hope I haven't missed any questions. Let me just scroll up a little bit more. Hi, George in Mexico. Okay, is my audio and video out of sync? I hope not. I might have to go back to good. CD says fancy thumbnails are not necessary, just your great content, buddy. Well, the thing is, the better the thumbnail, the more clicks I'm going to get in suggested videos and stuff. So I want to build a channel. So I think, you know, the thumbnails is a good thing. I'm trying to follow all the YouTube best practice. So, for example, did you know that thumbnails with a face get more clicks than ones without? That's why you got my ugly mug on all those thumbnails. Marcus says, looks good, but prefer you on the full screen instead of background. Let me see what I can do. The thing is, my camera is a different shape to the stream, which is a bit strange. But let's do this. That better? A bit bigger? I don't know why you'd want to see me big. I bought some more blue lights as well. But they can be any colour that I like, which is cool. Anyway. Larry says, I like the little pop-up graphics that's on the video today. Nice job. Yeah, that's a new thing as well. Thought I'd better try that out. I've been watching a few of the YouTube advice channels like Nick Nimmin. Is it Nick Nimmin? Those guys give you loads of tips on making better videos. If you are a YouTuber. I like your setup as well, Larry. We do need to hook up and do something, definitely. Whisper says, new font is nice, though. I did really like the old font because it was unusual, and as soon as I saw it, I knew it was your video. Good point, Whisper Hub. Yeah. CD says to use the Genesis theme. I haven't used it for a long time. Oh, somebody says, oh no, maybe my vodka shirts won't be the greatest niche. Probably a little bit specific there. Dave M says, have you done a video on Google AdWords? I haven't. Well, I have, but nothing too detailed. Whisper Hub says, what's the traffic like on your beer shirts? Don't know, let's have a look. Just fire up analytics. Oh, everything's running really slow. It seems to be when I fire up the streams and that it's really slow. So I need to get a new Mac maybe. So analytics. Let's have a look. I like the look of that new iMac Pro. It's very expensive though. But you know, I'm sure I could justify it for making videos on or something. So on the beer shirts, in terms of my traffic, let's have a look at the last 30 days. Well, let's have a look for February. That's probably a better thing to look at. Getting about 800 sessions a month. The thing is, I have to factor in that a few of those are going to be people coming from YouTube just having a look because they want to build a site similar, and they're not going to be looking for beer shirts. But you know, over half of that traffic is coming from organic search, so it's doing well. It's just the niche isn't very good. But hey ho, it's a nice site anyway. Rohit, what are you waiting for? Ah, okay. You're waiting for my how much I'm making from the beer shirts. I've been through that. Steve says I should wait on Elementor 2 coming real soon. Ah, that's an interesting point. Maybe I should. Do we know when that's out? Let me have a look. From what I've seen of Elementor, it looks really cool. It says over the coming weeks we'll be introducing Elementor 2. I don't think it's going to be such a bad thing. Even if I do a video now, which is a shame because I've kind of started it. So, but they are going to do it this month. Okay, maybe I'll hold up on that. I want to do a new affiliate ones first anyway, really. Okay, let's get to some more questions. We'll run for about an hour or so tonight as usual. Larry says big push for beer shirts for St. Patrick's Day. Maybe. When's that? I could run some ads or something, or I should do some posts around St. Patrick's Day maybe. Marcos, Alex, can you recommend a cheap or free logo package? I sometimes have trouble editing pics, logos from my website and social media and getting the pixel sizes right. Yeah, let me just post a video that I was watching just the other day. I think it's this one. Let me have a look. Basically, I've found a few really cool online graphics editors. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. I think it's this one. Yeah. No, it's not that one. That's TubeBuddy. Okay, so there's Spark from Adobe. That's a good graphics package for online. Another one is Vector, VECTR. But if you check this video out, let me just post it in the chat. And in this one, it's by Nick, the guy I mentioned earlier. He goes through 3 different graphics packages that all do it. Let me post the links to them first, and I'll post a link to his video here. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on. Oh, it's basically that one, Spark, and then there is these are all going into the chat now. PhotoJet is another one, and for free you can do quite a lot with these things. And Canva is the third one, and the video that I've taken them from is here. All that stuff's in the chat for making graphics and stuff. I'm going to do a video on it probably soon. Hello, Eric. Hello, Vitali. Yeah, Canva says, Whisper Hub says, have you tried Canva? Canva's a good one to do your logos and that kind of stuff on. Yash says, Amazon affiliate takes them to the product on Amazon's website, right? Yeah, if you do a direct link. If you're using Woozone and something like that, it adds the product into their cart, and then all they have to do is check out. Rohit says, it's cool, it's on the first page of Google. I want to know about latest work on websites. I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Marcus says, thanks guys, it's getting the right pixel size I have trouble with. I'll check out your suggestions. Yeah, that's just all about resizing and that. You'll get the hang of it. Yeah, but Canva will do it. Whisper says maybe get a PC instead. Maybe. I've had PCs before. I'm in too deep with Apple now, I'm afraid. You know, I've got the watch, got the iPad, iPhone. It just all works better together. Terribly British says, how much should an amateur roughly charge to set up a simple website from start to finish, just for contact purposes, etc. for a business? Well, how long is a piece of string? Let me tell you what I did when I first started selling WordPress websites. I don't do it so much now. For a site like that, I'd charge around £500. And inevitably, I would get annoyed with the customer because there'd be a lot of back and forth, as you'll find when you work with clients. It's never as easy as you think. I mean, you're thinking, you know, you're just going to install WordPress, get a theme, put some basic information on and give it to the client, and that'll be done. It very rarely works like that. There's often a lot of back and forth. They want this changing, they want that changing. Can you do it like this, or not? Don't like that bit. And yeah, it ends up taking up quite a lot of your time. So I would, and I understand that you're an amateur, so it's a little bit trickier to charge top whack, but you know, you want probably at least £1,000, and ideally, if you can, also sell them hosting and support on an annual basis or a monthly basis, so that at least you get money going forward. If you want to sell hosting, there's a lot of hosting companies that offer a reseller package, so it's very easy for you to create accounts for your client and sell them. Nowadays, if I'm doing a site, I won't do it for any less than £5,000, and WooCommerce sites, stuff like that, 10 grand, 10,000. That's what I mean when I say grand. But to be fair, even those sites annoy me because the clients are just a pain. It's too stressful. I find it too stressful looking after other people's sites. They ring you late at night. Oh, the website's down, or can you do this? I'd rather just do YouTube. Seaman says, is there any plugin to compare the specs of products added through Content Egg? Not off the top of my head, can't think of one. Might have to do a bit of manual work on that. Yash says, Amazon affiliate websites can also have Google adverts. Yeah, they can, though Google are a bit funny if your site is too much of an affiliate site. They don't like affiliate sites that much. I don't know why. We do a good job as affiliates, but yeah, if your site is looks too affiliate-y, is that a word? Then Google may reject your AdSense application. Hi, Anthony. Good to see you. You see a lag. That's a shame. Let me just check the stream quality. says the stream health is good, but I don't know. It's the problem with the OBS is. Let me close some more stuff down. Oh, Rohit, we want to know about my latest work on my websites. I haven't really got much to report. I've got no new sites. I've added a few more articles to Boot Boutique. I recently tidied up the blog. Did you see that video? Made it look a bit better. Now, as an experiment, I don't want to say too much because I haven't really finished it. I have paid for some link building services. I know that sounds dodgy, and it might be dodgy, which is why I don't want to say too much yet. It's with the company. They are quite well known and quite reputable. And I'm using Boot Boutique as the guinea pig, as it were, the test site. And I'm going to spend a little bit of money with the company and see what they do. And if it's good, I'll share it with you. And if it's not, then I won't. Okay, 17th of March is St. Paddy's Day. Okay. Dave M says, I added SSL and the plugin as this messed my site up a bit. It's really slowed my site down. Which plugin slowed your site down, Dave? Anyway, speed it up other than fastest cache. I've got a couple of videos on speeding up your site, which does include using a cache plugin, but there's also some other things you can do. Hello, Mo. Rohit says, what is your most earning web affiliate website? Well, if I'm honest, it's WP Eagle. Seven says, do you have a video on HTML editing and how to edit a WP theme? No, generally you don't need to edit any HTML on a site. You might be thinking about CSS, which is slightly different. And yes, I do have some videos on that. Let me post them in the video. So HTML is kind of the stuff that makes up the page, like the content and, you know, elements of the page. And then CSS is what styles it. So generally, if you need to change stuff, you're going to want to change the CSS, you know, font colors, font sizes, anything to do with the look and feel. It's going to be CSS. So let me just see if I can find you a video, which I'll put in the chat when I can find it. It's fairly straightforward. You basically use your browser to identify. You can make some changes in your browser, see what happens, and then you, once you're happy, you just copy and paste the code into the custom CSS section within the customize section of your theme, which is generally under the appearance bit in WordPress. Let me just find you a video. I've got me in the background just so I can make sure that it's working. Got no sound, so I don't know if it's in sync. Here we go. I found the video. Let me paste it in now. And she says, I'm considering using text bullet, but I'm not exactly sure how to choose an article for them to write about that I would have a good ROI on it. Do you use them for writing profitable articles or just informative content? I use them for both. I've had a couple of articles from them, although they've gone quiet again. So, I don't know. But you're going to probably want more than one article. And you want to have a mix of informative and product-based ones. So product ones are, you know, ones that feature a lot of products. So the ones I've recently done on my Boot Boutique site. Let me have a look. If you go over to Boot Boutique and check the blog, the last couple of articles are from them. So, apart from how to clean your Ugg boots, which was from another writer, which I'm still trying out. So yeah, product type article would be the one that I've got, the most recent one, which is our top 5 women's laced winter boots. I was obviously targeting the keyword women's laced boots. Don't know how well it's doing in terms of traffic. I need to kind of look through my analytics. So that one obviously features products, whereas the how to clean your Ugg boots is purely an information one, and you know, there's no links to products really in that one. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how the link building goes. I'm not going to say any more until I've got some results. But yeah, I may do some link building as well to those particular posts. I've got another product one on there, which is ladies' boots with fur to complement your winter outfit. Again, quite specific, but I'm hoping to get a bit of ROI on them. Eric says, Alex, totally agree with your price model of WordPress sites. In US, due to outsourcing, we have to charge $2,500. Oh, less than $2,500. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by lag of 7 minutes. That could just be because I'm working through the chat. I'm trying to catch up. Totally British, thank you. There's Dave M says, how much better are the sites you charge £500 for better than, say, your beer shirt site? Well, I haven't done any £500 sites recently. But I could share some of my work, possibly. Let me... I'll put in the chat a link to some of the sites that I've done. They're proper business sites that, you know, they've got a lot of stuff on them. Let me find some others that I've done recently. Well, not recently. I did them 6-12 months ago, maybe. They've often got bespoke things. So that one I've just posted, the Insight one, has got like a job board on it and other stuff like that. I haven't done a £500 one for a little while, to be fair. But they would generally have a nice theme. Actually, here's a cheap one that I've done a little while ago, which I'd say was probably around a £500 one. The AM Asox Associates it is. There you go. There's a few sites that I've done recently. Wild says, thanks, no problem. Leif says, hi Alex, my challenge is how to add content to the product that I want to prompt list of product for content. Yeah. That's the problem. It says, eat link building services, let us know how it goes. Well, they say it's all above board, but obviously it can't be for paying for links. But I thought it was at least worth a try. You know, sometimes you need a quick and easy way to get links in. Don't tell Doug. So the peak tonight is we've nearly hit 60, which is a record. I'm sure that's a record. We're on 59. So thank you for anyone that's new to the stream. Good to have you on. Hi, Edwin. R7, what's the best way to capture emails or best programs, or do they have a plugin for that? I use MailChimp. I love MailChimp. It's free. They've got WordPress plugin. In fact, Larry, check out Larry. I don't know if Larry's still here. Larry has got a video on that. Larry Snow. If you scroll back through the chat, find him. You'll go to his channel. You'll find some stuff on that. In fact, I've got some videos on it as well. But yeah, MailChimp. Vitaly says, sorry for the question. Don't be sorry, it's fine. Could you be so kind to let me know what WordPress plugin for Facebook is the best for tracking traffic from WooCommerce? I don't understand the question, I'm afraid. Maybe rephrase it. WordPress plugin for Facebook. You're talking about the Facebook Pixel? There is a plugin that can do that for you. Tarek says, my question, is it better to have a blog with affiliate or a website e-commerce kind of style? That's what I was talking to Doug about. It really depends. If you're good at creating content and you're going to create lots of good content and, you know, have 50 articles, something like that, then go for a blog. If you're not going to be able to create that content and maybe you're only going to be able to do 10 or 20 articles, then go for an e-commerce type site, because if you add some good specific products, if you go for an optimize them, as I did in a recent video, you'll find that they rank, you know, for long tail searches, and you'll get some traffic across all those products. So it really depends on whether you're going to be able to create lots of content or not. Yash says, can we do a one-on-one session? I don't do one-on-one sessions right now. Something I might do one day. Dave M says the simple SSL plugin. Is that what slowed your site down? It seems unlikely that that plugin would do that. An SSL shouldn't add much overhead. Have you done anything else to the site? Are you using Cloudflare now? Auntie says, when you say they've gone quite well, I'm not panicking. They sent me a couple of articles a couple of weeks ago, so I am due some more. Maybe I need to check what plan I'm on. I've kind of forgotten. Maybe I'm only on 2 a month, so they're probably working on some more. I think they're all good text bullet. I mean, they were very apologetic about what happened and stuff. Is it safe to update to WordPress 4.9.4 as I upgraded one site and was not able to update header and editor after that? Yeah, watch my video on how to update WordPress. Make sure you update your plugins first. Make sure that all your plugins are compatible with 4.94. If you're getting that cannot update headers or cannot set headers, that is generally down to a plugin that's not working properly with the latest version. If that happens, you need to turn off all your plugins, which you can do via FTP. Do a Google search, you'll find out how. Redwan says, I'd love to know if you have any good plugins to create next and previous buttons on WordPress. Not off the top of my head. Is that when you're going through blog posts or products? I'll add that as a video idea. Really enjoying the stream tonight, getting loads of good questions. By the way, did you know I've got another channel where I talk about other stuff, not just WordPress? I've done 2 videos this week on that channel. I've done one on making money while you sleep, which is kind of cool, huh? And another one on how you can play your Xbox One on your Mac, which is probably irrelevant for most of you, but hey, you might like it. Then last week there was a video on network marketing, which I don't know if any of you have been involved in. I'll put a link to my other channel in the chat now. Go check it out. Which pub says, I see you like purple. That's blue. Or are you talking about the site? That's not me, that's the client. Helen says, is $5 for 5 backlinks a good deal? Depends where those links come from. It sounds too good to be true. I wouldn't think they were high quality links if they're that cheap. Okay, Pixel. I'm sure I've got a video on that. Let me have a look. Going back to your question earlier. So you want to add your Facebook Pixel. There is a number of plugins that do that. Let me see if I can't remember if I did a video. I know I was at least thinking about doing it. I've lost total track of the videos that I've done now. It's like getting up to nearly 300 videos. I thought I did. Yeah, I did one back in November. Here we go. Let me paste the link in. So this is a link to how you can add a Facebook pixel to your WordPress or your WooCommerce website. Facebook pixel is a good thing to have. It allows you to remarket then to your visitors, which is a great way of building up a Facebook page. Undercover, will you compare website? Do you go into each product page and optimize each one? Yeah, you probably should. I don't have a video on that yet. Sorry. Okay, Dave. Yeah, I'll check with your hosting provider. That seems weird that the SSL slowed down your site. Tarek, I posted a link to my other channel. It's basically Mr. Alex Digital. Terry British, have I got a video on outbound clicks and Google Analytics? I haven't. That's something that's on my list. I'm adding it right now on my to-do list. Larry says, have you been following any of the Gutenberg editor discussions? Not in any great detail. I know some people will love it, some people will hate it. I know it's going to be a massive change for WordPress. I don't know where they're at with it. I don't know when is it due? Is it due in the next WordPress? Larry, tell us, what have you been watching it? Following it? Anyway, I think I've caught up on the chat. So Larry seems to be the last thing, and that's where I am, so that's good. Keep the questions coming. We'll go for another 20 minutes or so. Peak is still 59. I'm sure we can hit 60. That'd be really cool. Mark says, Tarek says, just subbed. Thank you. Anyway, Mark says, in WordPress, under the menu structure, the custom link menu on my site, which is serving as the home page, is actually a blog page. Can you clarify the correct menu structure to get a more normal homepage? Well, where's your custom link sent to? It should just, if you want it just to go to home, it should just be a slash on its own. And to make sure that your homepage is a normal page, you want to go into your general, into settings, sorry, and then you want to go into reading, and then in there you can specify which page should be the homepage. So you want to create a page called homepage, and then in there you want to, in settings and reading, in there you want to set the page you just created as the homepage. That should sort that out. I hope that made sense. Charles, don't worry. Good evening. Don't worry about you being late. Yeah, the Gutenberg is going to be interesting. Well, I guess Gutenberg is going to be a bit like Elementor and Visual Composer and all that stuff. They're trying to build that into WordPress, which I guess is the way forward. Because they've got to compete with people like, well, Wix and Squarespace and stuff, I guess. That's what they want to do. Keep the questions coming, or otherwise I'll have to just randomly talk about some other subject that I think about. Hello, Van, London. Good to have you on. So yeah, there will be another full-length tutorial coming real soon, where I'm going to create some new sites and that kind of stuff. And I want to get a site that makes tons of money, because I'm really bad at creating these sites for tutorials and then just moving on to the next one. So I'm going to do a site where I've properly researched it and create lots of good content, build some good links, follow the plan, taking advice from Marcus and Doug, and just we're going to build a killer site, and I'm going to share it all with you guys. Undercover says, how many websites can you use the Rehub theme on? One. I'm afraid. Okay, so licensing with all these things, with plugins and themes, when you buy them, the license is for one site only, unless it says otherwise. It's for one site. Now, that's not saying that these bits of software won't work on multiple sites, and if you're just testing stuff out, it's probably fine. But on live sites, you want to buy a license for each one. So, a lot of the time the software will still work, but when it comes to getting support and stuff, they will be able to check how many sites you're using stuff on generally, and then you won't get any support. And I think it's just fair, I used to be of the mindset that, get stuff for free, software, that kind of stuff. And, and I'd buy stuff once and then I'd use it on 10 sites and not worry about it and get around it. But nowadays, maybe because I'm not as skint as I used to be, that might be another reason. But I think it's fair that when someone's created something and you're using it, you should pay for it. And the same, I think the same when it comes to TV and stuff now. So Game of Thrones, I loved Game of Thrones, my favourite TV series. I started watching it on a Kodi box. Have you heard of Kodi boxes? And I watched a few episodes and I just got so annoyed with it. I just got so annoyed with the, the buffering and all that kind of stuff, and just finding it easy copy. I just bought it. And now I do the same with anything. If I want to watch something, I just buy it. I don't pirate it or anything. So yeah, my message is don't pirate stuff. And it's one license for one site. I think I just confessed there to watching Game of Thrones illegally. I hope the feds don't get me. And so I have bought it now, so hopefully I'll be okay. Dave M says, I rank for all in title, but not for just typing the words. That's strange. I don't have any suggestions on that. Doug would be a good one to ask on that. Sir Epram, what a great name. I don't even know if I said that right though. At most, how many plugins should you use on one website? That's a good question. In theory, there is no limit to the number of... Is that off-putting having me in the background, by the way? Let's put that out of the way. Yes, the number of plugins on a website. In theory, there is no limit. However, in practice, there is, because it's going to depend on your hosting and all that kind of stuff. Example of this is I created a website for a client, and it was a nightmare. It was a total nightmare. You know, I get cold sweats just thinking about this project. It was a big project. It was for a company that had lots of requirements. I don't want to go into any specifics in case they work out that I'm talking about them. They had lots of requirements. They wanted lots and lots of functionality on the site. They wanted calendars and event booking and all sorts of things on the site, social media buttons. This was, say, a few years ago. I was a bit naive when it came to WordPress. I thought WordPress could do everything. And I was like, yeah, no problem, we'll do that. There's a plugin for that. There's a plugin for this. There's a plugin for that. Whatever. So I put the site together and I started installing all these plugins, and it got up to 50 plugins maybe in total. And the site was just a total dog. It was really slow. Things wouldn't always work together. And then, when updates came out, it was a nightmare because you could update one plugin and throw the whole thing out. So, as a rule of thumb, use as few plugins as you can possibly get away with. Hi, Rudy. Good to have you on. Marcus says, everybody press like. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah, if you want to press the like button, that really helps me out. If you didn't like the stream, though, press the dislike button. I don't mind people pressing the dislike button, although it does make me cry a little bit. I don't mind people pressing the dislike button. But if you do press the dislike button, please leave me a comment and let me know why you disliked it, because I like to take the feedback on. I want to make it better. Links Lady says, is it a problem to share Amazon affiliate links on WhatsApp? I'm not sure. You have to be really careful with share. I don't think Amazon really like you sharing Amazon affiliate links on social media, and I guess WhatsApp is social media. You're better off if you got products and stuff on your site, sharing a link to your site, and then people go to your site and then off to Amazon. Ian says, what's Vigling? I've seen it, but I've never tried it. It's basically just an affiliate network. It allows you to... They've got loads of merchants kind of underneath them, so rather than having to sign up with lots of different merchants, you can just go through Viglink, and they'll track it all for you in theory. I've only used it a little bit on the Rehub site, on the trainer. Jason says, have you ever sold a WordPress site on Flipper? Yes, I have. And if so, how do you transfer it to a new owner? Okay, that's a good question. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can just take like a backup of it and send over the database and the content files, and then they can install it on their hosting. In terms of the domain name, it's best for them to probably create an account with whoever you've got the domain name with. So, for example, all my domain names are with GoDaddy. So if I was to sell one, I would say to the buyer, you need a GoDaddy account, and then it's very easy just to push it into their account. You could use something like the duplicator plugin to move stuff about. Or you could just hand over the entire hosting account to them. That's another way of doing it. But generally, it's up to them to move the site. You can give them the access. I mean, you give them the FTP details, the login details after they bought it, then it's up to them. They can move it. I think when I sold my site as a goodwill gesture, I kept the hosting going for like 12 months, so they had plenty of time to sort themselves out. Tarek says, any free e-commerce themes for WordPress? Yeah, there's loads. Like Storefront, which is the one from WooCommerce.com, but there's loads of others. Terry says using VigLink a lot, got click-throughs but no revenue yet. Does it work? It's a good question. I don't think I've had any revenue out of it yet. I'm sure it must work. They're quite big. Let me just. I've not logged in for it. Well, let me log in and see what mine says. No, I mean, although to be fair, I've only used it on Training Saver, which is not a real site. But yeah, I've not got any. I haven't even got any clicks. I should look into that probably. Larry's back me up there. It's all about speed for your website, and yeah, adding too many plugins and big plugins can really slow down your site. Faz says, I'm in the process of creating a luxury car hire comparison site. Any tips to get it lifted off the ground once the site's created? Yeah, create some content, get some links to your site, create some good articles. I'm sure you could do some good articles around, you know, what to look for when you're hiring a Bentley or whatever cars you are. Sir Epriam, I still don't know if I'm saying your name right. What's the best layout? Sorry, I was just reading Larry's comment. I don't really cry. What is the best, or which is the best layout of the front page of an affiliate site? It really depends on the type of site you've got. If you've got a blog site, then the best thing to have is your latest posts, that kind of thing. If you've got an e-commerce style site, then you want a mix of posts and products. It really depends on your site and your theme and all that kind of stuff. Basically, you want it clear. That's what it is. And you've also got to bear in mind that a lot of traffic that comes to an affiliate site is not going to come to the homepage. A lot of it, if your SEO is working, is going to come straight into a product page or into a blog post. So that makes the homepage a little bit less important. R7 says, could you recommend a good backup plugin? Yeah, I'd recommend Updraft. Updraft Plus. Let me just put a link. Pretty sure I did a video on this. Did I? I can't remember. Let me have a look. You can set up backups generally with your hosting as well. So WP Engine do a backup every day anyway, and HostGator, providing you configure it. I don't even have. You might have to pay for it as well, but they'll do it for you. Yeah, I did a backup. I'm just going to copy and paste a link to my backup one, but I need to do a new one. It's a little bit out of date. It's from back in 2016. But yeah, have a look. I can't even remember what I did on it. I don't know if I used Updraft, but Updraft is good. Dave says, do you know anything about ClickBank, or have you used them? Yeah, I've used ClickBank. I've used them to promote stuff, in terms of affiliate stuff, other people's products. It's been fine. I've also sold a product on ClickBank a while back. I did it with a client. They had an ebook and it works fine. I mean, there are certain sort of products on there, but some of the revenue and some of the commission that they pay out is good. Nothing wrong with ClickBank. They're like one of the first sort of affiliate marketplaces. Rudy says, my web pages are running slow. Can you help me resolve this issue? Take a look on the channel. There's a good few videos on speeding up your site. Red says, I'm just going to call you Red. According to my experience concerning hosting domain names, I recommend GoDaddy for domains and HostGator for hosting. That's what I'd recommend too, especially if you've only got a small budget. Hello, Denise. You are a little late. I think you're maybe on a different time zone or something. You're an hour behind. We started about an hour ago. But just a warning on that, I would not use GoDaddy for hosting. I have used GoDaddy for hosting and it is rubbish. It's slow. It's rubbish. So I love GoDaddy for domains. It's really easy to find domains. They're really helpful as well. They ring me quite a bit. I think it's because I've got quite a few domains now. They ring me, they help me out. And yeah, perfect for domains, but not for hosting. Equally, I wouldn't buy many domains through HostGator, unless there was some sort of offer. I like to keep my domains separate from my hosting generally anyway. Albidoo says, can you combine dropshipping and affiliate marketing on one website? You could do, although I'm not sure why you'd want to. Denise says, how do we update the products? Yesterday I had someone trying to buy something from my store and the product was available. When the person got to the payment, the product was not available. Your site should automatically sync every night. If it's not, then yeah, you need to just double check, go into synchronization settings within Woozone and just check everything is okay in there. Tarek says, can you do a blog mix with e-commerce website? Yeah, and you certainly should. On all the Woozone sites that I talk about, you should definitely add a blog and add content and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Utta, good to have you on. Rohit says, if I have 50 plugin on my website, the site will go slower than it was before. Yeah, it would. The fewer plugins, the better. Denise says, the bell didn't ring. Oh, you didn't get a notification that I've gone live. That's annoying. Bawo says, I've been struggling to get good blog content to drive traffic to my Amazon website. Please, what are the best available helpful options? Well, you can use TextBullet, which is a company I've mentioned before. You can go over to Upwork, find yourself some writers over there, give them some ideas and they'll go off and create you some content. Or of course you can write it yourself. R7 says, are there any stats on a blog versus an e-commerce site? I don't think there is. I don't know if there's anyone done any tests on which is best. They're different. It really depends on your skills and basically your content ability. If you're good at creating content and you can churn out lots of content, then a blog site is probably going to work better for you. If you're not so good at creating content but you're good at creating websites, then an e-commerce one's going to be better for you because you can get them up, add some products, move on to another one, get 4 or 5 sites set up, get the long tail rankings, and if each one of those is doing a few $100s a month, it soon adds up to, you know, a 4-figure a month income. Okay, let's go for another 10 minutes till about 10 past. So get your last questions in and I will do my best to help you out. Happy Dude says, I get up to 400 unique visits on a monthly basis and the site was approved back in November. Is this good or bad? Well, it's good that you got approved. That's great. 400 unique visits on a monthly basis is probably not quite enough. Mark Rue says, what's a good example of a meta description? So a meta description is what Google sometimes, it doesn't use it every time, what Google sometimes uses as the two lines or 3 lines that come up. No, it's 2 lines. And oh no, it can be more than 2 lines. I'm just looking at some Google results. So a good meta description, first off, it should contain the keyword that you're trying to rank for, and that keyword should also be in your page title, so those two should match. It can contain it once or twice. It should be descriptive about what the page or product is about, and ideally you want to include some sort of call to action so that people do actually click through from Google, because it's all very well getting ranked on Google, but you want people to click through as well. So, you know, it could be, you know, find out more, or explore our range, or order yours today, that kind of thing. Some sort of call to action. That'd be a good meta description. If you use Yoast SEO, that will help you write a good meta. Still got a peak of 59. I don't think we're going to hit 60 on tonight. That's a shame. There's currently Oh, I don't know how many there is of you on right now. Let's have a... Oh, no, hang on. I pressed the wrong button there. Oh, I've lost the chat. Hang on. There's 51 of you on right now. Looking at that video, I am still out of sync a bit. Oh. Am I still on? I think I am. I moved away from the page. I think I am. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's good. This computer just seems to really struggle with the streaming. It's a bit of a problem. Denise says, please read my question. I did. I answered your question. You said it about the updating questions. That you're quite demanding. That's. But anyway, yeah. If your products aren't updated, you need to set your sync settings. Possibly adjust the setting in WooZone so that you're just using Amazon prices. That can help. And it does depend on your hosting. But yeah, WooZone should update your products every single night. And if it's not, it'll tell you why in the synchronization log. So go and check in there. And in there, you can also set it to remove products and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to do a video on it soon. Larry says, when it comes to affiliate marketing and having others create blog posts for you, what about? Do you use a service for videos or share other people's content? Well, they create blog posts about whatever you want them to. And I've done, you do some keyword research, as I did in a previous video just the other week. That'll give you loads of ideas for articles, and then you can get someone to write those articles for you. That's what you want to write content about. I don't use a service for videos, and I don't often share other people's content, if I'm honest. But you could do. You could include, you know, YouTube videos, that kind of stuff within content. That'd be fine. Anthony says, regarding the client you mentioned whose site ended up running very slow due to plugin bloat, how did you result with them? Did they still pay you for the work? They did pay me, and then we went our separate ways. And they've got a new site. It didn't last very long. It was a bad thing. And now I'm very careful if I'm taking on WordPress or WooCommerce projects. Very careful. You know, if the client starts saying I want this and that, and I want it to do this, I want the bells, I want the whistles, I'll generally go, ooh, no, I'm not doing it, because it'll be a pain. You might be better doing a custom site or something like that. Simple stuff for WordPress is fine. E-commerce, that's fine. But when they started, you know, this particular client wanted to sell events, and they wanted a seat plan for the events, and some of the seat plans were like this shape, and others had tables in it. It was so bespoke that I was trying to get WordPress to fit and it with off-the-shelf plugins, and it wasn't a thing. In terms of getting paid, I've been paid for all of my jobs, however well they've gone, the ones that have gone well and even the ones that haven't gone well. Just make sure you've got a contract and it's all, you know, signed and that kind of stuff, and just do your best. I mean, a lot of the time the client is at fault as well. But yeah, it's hard. It is hard sometimes to get the client happy and meet what they want. It's just being very clear at the beginning about what you can do, what you can't do, and I think one of the things that I learned was that when you're selling a WordPress website, you need to be very clear that it is a WordPress website, and be very clear that you're not doing bespoke stuff, that you're going to be using plugins off the shelf, premium plugins and premium themes or whatever, and you're going to be just putting it all together for them, and you're not developing the site from scratch, and it's not custom, and that's a good thing, because by doing it that way, you know, it's keeps the cost down, means you can create a site a lot quicker. It means that if for whatever reason, you know, you fall out with a client or you can't service the client anymore, they can very easily take your WordPress site and go with another WordPress guy, and they'll be able to take it on. It means that you get updates a lot. You know, if you're using premium plugins and themes, they get updated all the time, so you know that you're, you know, kept on top of the, or you keep on top of the security, that kind of stuff. So it's just very clear that you're selling them a WordPress site and that you're going to be using plugins and themes that are off the shelf, and you know that you can't do bespoke stuff, and you should be fine. Hi Brian, evening. Franklin says, what is the best theme to use with the WZone plugin? Kingdom works well with it, but it's not always the best theme. So any WooCommerce theme should be fine. Dave says, do you trust Marcus? When you go to download the products from the his products from the Google Store, it says it will read and make changes to your browser. Ooh, I've not done that. I'll have a look. I do trust him. He seems decent enough. I mean, we've only spoke a few times, and he shares some good knowledge. I think he's fine. Rudy says, what's your take on the Nitro theme? Is it okay? That does ring a bell. I'm not sure if I've used it much. It's got some good ratings on ThemeForest. Let me have a look. Looks fine, looks good, yeah. I'll have to check it out. So I've not really used it personally, so I can't comment too much. And he says, how do you buy a premium theme to a client, or do you buy it as your own theme, or do you buy it with their money? Okay, so the way that I would sell a website, I wouldn't break it all down by, you know, the theme costs $50, the plugin costs $6. Wouldn't do it that way. The way I used to do it, I'd say, you know, the website is going to be £500, $500, $1,000, £1,000, whatever, and it's going to include some plugins, and I wouldn't always even mention them by name. I'd say, you know, it would include a premium e-commerce plugin or a premium events management plugin, that kind of thing. It wouldn't be specific. Then when the client says they want to go with you, I would get a deposit, usually 50% of the project. So I say if it was £1,000 project, I would ask the client for 500 up front. With that money, then you should be able to buy any themes or plugins that you need. And then going forward in terms of renewing licenses, that's where the support contract comes in. So I used to charge my clients between, and I still do, because I still do support quite a lot of sites, between like 500 and 2,000 a year, depending on the size of the site and how demanding the client is, for support. And that would then include, you know, license renewals and that kind of stuff. Dave says, yeah, I know. I mentioned Marcus, so yeah, I should probably double check that. From what I've seen, it all looks good. Undercover says, how long would you say from starting a brand new website? When would you start seeing any visitors? Depends. It can be a couple of weeks or even quicker. It can be up to 6 months. If you're just going to be getting your traffic from search, basically Google can put you in what's called a sandbox, so you're not going to get ranking for a little while. But of course, if you do social media or other things, then you'll be able to get traffic that way. Yeah, Dave. See you, Marcus. Thanks for having you on. Anyway, it's getting late. I think I'm going to wrap up. We got up to a peak of 59, which is good. How was the stream? Let me know in the chat. Was I out of sync a lot? I think in the laptop is just really struggling with the streaming, so I think I'm getting a good excuse to get some new hardware. If I was out of sync and you know, it's all a bit blurry, I think it could be better. Angie says, do you register the premium theme with your info? There's, I generally do it with mine. What happens when they decide to part ways? Well, then that's fine. They have to go and do it themselves. What do they do for updates if you bought the theme? They just have to buy their own license and move it over. That's all. So it's a little bit out of sync sometimes. It's settled down. I think it's to my laptop struggling. It's like, it's just burning through power. I don't know what it is. It's the fan is on. It's red hot. I could literally fry an egg on it. And even though I'm plugged into the power, the battery is still going down. So something is not quite right. But hey, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. It's good to have you all on. Thank you to my moderators. There was nothing to moderate tonight, so I'm sorry for a boring evening. I mean, those trolls, they seem like a distant memory now. They've never come back. And she says, that's something you tell up front. It's not generally, no, but it'd be something that you could probably have in terms and conditions. Don't worry about all that stuff too much. Don't worry about licensing and basically, yeah, don't worry about it. If you did part ways, then you'd probably let them know and say, look, you've got this plugin, that plugin. This is where you buy it from. You know, you've got 6 months left on the license. Then you're going to have to renew it yourself. I will power cycle my battery. Yeah, sorry about that. It's this microphone. I think it's got a dodgy USB connection or something going on. But yeah, I'm glad you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please do click the like button, tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. Do check out my other channel. I think the good thing now is that when you watch this stream back, if you want to, I don't know why you'd want to, but maybe you would want to. I think the chat is going to be there as well, so we can see exactly what we're talking about and what the questions are and stuff. So that's really good. That's something that Facebook will be doing for a while, and now YouTube have caught up. So this is going to be the first stream that's got that feature on it. Thanks for the feedback on the new thumbnails and branding. I think I am going to stick with it. I know the other font was unique and catchy, but I just don't know if it looked professional enough. I'm in two minds now after the comment that you that I had earlier, that you know you could recognize my thumbnails on this and that, which is true. I don't know. I'll have a think about it. I kind of like the new look, but they said they kind of look a lot like a lot of other YouTube thumbnails. But yeah, thank you all. Good luck with your projects. I may get another video up this week. I'm not sure. I've got talking about client projects. I'm still working on a client project, and I really need to get it finished. It's just dragging on and on and on. It's a massive site. It's got loads of content, and it's got videos, and it's got a membership area, and yeah. So I need to get that finished. But hey, I'm going to wish you all a good night, a good day, a good morning, whatever time it is. And yeah, next week Marcus will be on, so maybe we'll ask him, Dave, about what you said about it needing access to your browser and all that kind of stuff. We'll talk to him about that. But yeah, Marcus will be here next week. Any of you saw him last week, you'll know that he's got tons of good information about affiliate marketing. He's had a lot of success with it, so worth listening to. Hopefully the technology is not going to let me down, but we'll see. So I'll see you there. CD says, keep your old font and add your face. Yeah, maybe we would. Oh, okay, before I go, we were going to set up a Facebook group. I have set up a Facebook group. There's not a lot in it just yet. But let me just get a link so you guys can join, and then we'll start getting it going a bit more. Where is it? It's here. Okay, maybe I will keep the old font. Or use a combination of the two. I don't know. I'm going to sleep on it, have a think about it. But yeah, let me just paste the link to the group. It's here. If you want to start some conversation there, that'd be good. But yeah, there's the link. It's in the chat. And that's it. I'm definitely going now. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching. Bye for now.